Hey, hello again. This is Philip at thebest3d.com. I just wanted to share with you this little scenario that I'm currently running through. You can see my gestionnaire de tâches, the task manager, running 3 sessions of dogwaffle at the same time. And this is intentional. This is not an accident. What's happening here is that I launched them and started a rendering in one of them, and then I launched another and started another rendering. And you can go and set the priority to perhaps lower than normal. The interaction is still very good. I can still go and interact with the different sessions running. All of them are right now rendering something. So this one here is rendering, and if I switch over to this one, it is rendering, and then this one here is rendering. So it's quite busy, and task manager testimony to that. If I'm looking at that, performance, you can tell it's a flat line at the very top at 100%. So this poor CPU, it's being taxed. This is a 2nd generation Core i7 with 8 logical cores, and yep, they're all busy. And in terms of memory, I have 16 gigabytes of RAM total, and each of the dogwaffle tasks or processes are taking anywhere from about 1 to 2 gigs. There's a collective total of 4.7 gigabytes. So even though it's a 32-bit application, this is an example where it's really good to have a 64-bit OS where you can go beyond 3.2 gigabytes of RAM actually used and available. The programs themselves, each of them is not going to go beyond 2 gigs, but collectively they could certainly need more than 2 gigs. And that way you can do multiple renderings at the same time. The trick about saving those renderings is going to be when you save it out as an AVI. I think it's going to come back to the first instance of dogwaffle. So you may want to instead, to avoid being, so the program is not confused about what it's saving and where it's coming from and so on. You may want to actually save it as a dogwaffle animation first, DWA. And that will be, in fact, let me just launch yet another instance. This will be instance number 4. And at this point, just so we understand where to go with this, right? So when you launch an additional instance and you already have another one, or in this case 3 other ones running, you're being offered to go check that out, because sometimes that's because it's a stale program that didn't quite close, and you may want to kill it. But in this case I don't, because I launched them intentionally to run all at the same time, and I'm going to continue and click it one more time to render, perhaps load in a new animation. Let's do something new here. Let's go create an animation placeholder for about 99 frames, and go, actually, we can see how much memory it needs. If I go look at this number here, 67 megabytes required. If I put this one here to 700 or so, it's almost 2 gigs, 17. This is the total amount of memory still available out of 16 gigabytes, and so I have no problem doing that. There is already an animation here apparently, but I'm going to kill that and do another one. And so that's good. So now at this point, if we go into create, you can see that there is more memory has been taken out of the entire system, but that's okay, we still have plenty to work with. Let's see, so let's go and render some sort of an animation here just to get something moving, and perhaps there will be, let's do the Perlin noise with a few iterations, so it's going to go faster. Larger scale. Let's set the type to something different. Oh, there it is. There's the type. Let's do some worms. Let's do this one. And the speed at which they move, and go render. So that now we actually have something where the frames are different from one frame to another, and we see it animate. So just that to understand that you can run multiple sessions of dogwaffle at the same time. In general, they will be self-contained to themselves. They will not interfere with each other, but there are a few exceptions, and that's whenever a resource is placed outside of that particular process. So if it's stored through the COM into its own address space, into its own little process, a plugin if you want, and if that's running in its own space, it could be that it's not a shareable resource, or rather it is shared, and therefore others will be confused and use it as well if you try to use that same tool that uses that resource. So that's just something to keep in mind, and I believe the save AVI may fall in that category. I might be wrong. It's something I'm just kind of discovering, and you may want to simply save it as a DWA. I've just noticed that working fine. Let me stop this. Yeah, I think I can stop that. So we have enough animation here just to see some of it. Somewhere here it's not animated, but here we see that we have an AVI. I mean, we have a video and animation, and you could go simply and save it right there from the save menu. Right. When you do that, you will essentially be saving it directly from your address space, and that will work much from your process, that is, and that will work clean and without interference with any of the other dogwaffle sessions still running at the same time. So that's just something to keep in mind if you have some heavy rendering going on and you want to have multiple sessions of dogwaffle, each of them render a particular clip. When you're ready to save one of those clips, probably first thing I would do is to save it as the standard DWA format. Right, that's what you do when you do animation save, because then it doesn't need to go through that shared AVI export. So that's that. That's the saving as a DWA. So that's that. We have three renderings, 4 sessions running, 3 rendering right now, and once again you can go to the taskbar and see them one by one here and just hover over their respective shortcuts or icons, and you'll see what's going on.